Hi, this is meteorologist Chris Haddings from the National Weather Service in Riverton. Usually when we record these briefings, it's to take a look a few days ahead, maybe a week ahead. But for this one, we decided to take a look back at the weather, the main events, across the year 2013. And for that, I've done this in the form of a poem I call A Ode to the Weather 2013. As we approach the start of the coming year and celebrate its arrival with fun and good cheer, we'll take a look back at the year that has passed, and we'll send it out with a Weather Service blast. In January, the first event was around the 10th, with snow in the TC measuring 7 inches in depth. February saw a major snowstorm in the Lander foothills, with snow drifts piling up to some people's windowsills. Casper Mountain saw a major snow on the 23rd, with amounts up to 3 feet that were not unheard. In the month of March, the forces of snow and wind combined to bring a storm on St. Patrick's Day that was much maligned. Whiteout conditions were reported at South Pass, while in Rock Springs the wind downed trees and harassed. April brought more snow and wind to much of the state, as continued snow, wind, and cold made spring lovers hate. One storm on Casper Mountain brought over 4 feet. Downed trees and lost power in Green River were another feat. Up and down was the theme for the month of May, with large fluctuations from week to week and day to day. The month started cold with several inches of snow, but then by mid-month, severe thunderstorms dominated the show. At the end of the month, winter finally let go its grasp, but not before 3 feet of snow as its last gasp. Severe thunderstorms were the story for much of June, including a couple of supercells that ravaged like a goon, including one that brought Casper a tornado warning, along with baseball-sized hail while the storm was roaring. The focus in July turned to the subject of flooding, with Gulf moisture arriving and the early monsoon budding. The worst flooding was near the Casper Mountain burn scar, where a mudslide damaged roads, homes, and a few cars. A hailstorm also occurred in the vicinity of Powell, where crops of barley and beets were damaged as the wind howled. August saw more flooding as we moved through the dog days, as thunderstorms continued to fire in the month's persistent haze. 1.5 inches of rain fell in one such place, where Interstate 25 had water on it as the flood raced. September saw the weather pattern make an abrupt switch, changing as fast as a major league pitcher's pitch. The focus of active weather shifted west for a few weeks, with a tornado near Eden and heavy rain that flooded creeks. The worst flooding was near the town of LaBarge, where the town was flooded by the Muddy Creek's discharge. But by the end of the month, winter had made its return, with wet snow falling on full-leaved trees the main concern. Heavy wet snow caused many limbs to break, leaving many people without power in the storm's wake. An historic snowstorm hit on the 3rd of October, crushing parts of Wyoming with the force of a boulder. The hardest hit area was Casper and the areas around, with over a foot of snow and many limbs and trees downed. Over 14,000 customers were without power at its peak. With the temperatures remaining cold, the outlook was bleak. The weather in November was relatively tranquil, and for this many people were thankful. A couple of avalanches did occur in the west, but for most other areas it was a welcome rest. As we moved into December, it was an abrupt change to cold, behind an Arctic front with cross-polar flow. Bondurant dropped as low as 35 below, which felt even colder as chilly breezes blow. These are some of the highlights of the year 2013. Will the weather in 2014 be just as mean? Be sure to check the forecast throughout the year, and the answer to that question will become more clear. Happy New Year from all of us here at the National Weather Service, Riverton.